Alrighty, so diving right in, we've got SS tier all the way down to D, and starting us off here on SS, which again is going to be the best cookies to use currently at the state of PvE. That is going to be Hollyberry Cookie, Pure Vanilla, Sherbet, Moonlight, Stardust, Cream Puff, Squid Ink, and then last but not least, the brand new Pattaya Dragon. These cookies are the best for PvE content. In PvE, I mean the World Exploration, the Guild Boss Battle System, Cookie Alliance, and then pretty much any other event that they drop in the game that is not centered around competition between player versus player. This is strictly going to be the best cookies to use at the current state of the game. Now, diving into S tier, starting us off, we have Black Pearl. We've got another legendary Frost Queen officially making her way back up for the overall PvE space. She's actually really strong. I've been utilizing her quite a bit recently, so I definitely see the value in her overall skill, and I think it does deserve to be moved up here to S tier. As long as you're not going up against a boss or, freeze immune enemies, she does a wonderful job at AoE damage. We have Wildberry Cookie, Brute, Macaroon, Space Donut, BTS still holding strong in PvP and PvE, just waiting for the devs to actually officially drop them off or render them useless, because there's a lot of players that are new players that are diving into the game that can't even access the character. So very interesting. Alrighty, so diving into S tier, starting it off, we have two legendaries. We have Black Pearl and we have Frost Queen. Now, obviously, Frost Queen has made her way back up the tier list for PvE. Not just myself, but also other people at the top tier ranks and people trying to complete everything for PvE space. There's actually a lot of value in utilizing her skill. She does really good AoE damage and provides a AoE freeze. So as long as the enemies aren't immune to freeze and she's not going up against a boss, Frost Queen actually shreds and excels in PvE content. The next up we have is Wildberry Cookie, Brute, Macaroon, Space Donut, and then last but not least, we have BTS. BTS is still holding strong here for PvP and PvE. I'm just waiting for the devs to officially drop them off at some point in time, because new players diving into the game, you don't have the ability to get any of the BTS members. So it's interesting that they're still on top of the overall tier list. But outside of that, though, obviously we've got Brute, Wildberry Cookie, really good tanks for the World Exploration. Macaroon, Space Donut, really strong for Guild Boss Battle. And just overall, in general, really good for things like the Cookie Alliance. Now, diving into A tier, starting us off, we have Capsaicin, Milky Way, Royal Margarine. There we go. Look at that. All three most recent cookies added into the game. We have Oyster, Dark Cacao, Purple Yam, Queen of Man, another recent one that was added into the game. Maddie here making his way back up with that magic candy and the buff. We have Vampire, the best single target damage dealer in the game. We have Mala Sauce, Rye Cookie, Espresso, another recent cookie added, and that is Prune Juice. Again, very strong for the Guild Boss Battle, but outside of that, though, you're not really going to be utilizing him for the most part. There's a lot better damage dealers that you can add to your overall team. We've got Pumpkin Pie. We have Cotton Cookie, again, still a very strong support unit, summoner unit, just offers a ton of value if you do not have somebody like, Pure Vanilla Cookie as your main healer, or Cream Puff, or even BTS, I guess at this point, you can run a Cotton and not feel bad about it. Next up, we have Eclair, Parfait, Financier, we got Captain Caviar, we have Werewolf Cookie, Crunchy Chip, and then last but not least, we have Sea Fairy. Again, another legendary that unfortunately is getting used less and less if you are early game, because she does need a buff or some sort of magic candy, something to bring her back into the spotlight. All of these cookies deserve to be on A tier and probably could argue to be on S tier depending on what you are using them on when it comes to your overall team and content you're going up against. But overall, really strong stuff. We've got Captain Caviar here for Guild Boss. Financier, really good for the Masters mode. We've got Eclair, Cotton, again, Guild Boss cookies. Dark Cacao, another ancient that's still really strong, that can be utilized for certain stages to clear out individual shields. Really strong for the Cookie Alliance still. But outside of that, though, you're not really seeing much use of them versus the cookies on S tier and SS. And that's going to essentially complete the top tier cookies on this tier list. We've got S tier, SS, and then A tier. And all three of these are the strongest cookies that you should be focusing in on and building for the majority of PvE content. I would honestly say that the A tier cookies can be filler cookies to complete your entire team if you do not have the entire 5 cookie team that you're looking to build via the S or SS tiers. But with that being said, guys, we're going to dive into the lower tiers now, and these are the cookies that I really wouldn't focus on too much or spend too many resources at the current state of the game. Now, diving into A tier, starting it off, we have Clotted Cream, Alphagado, Pine Cone, Blackberry, Pomegranate, Cream Unicorn, Carol Cookie, Milk Cookie, Sorbet Shark, Licorice, Latte, and Red Velvet. Now, all these cookies on B tier can be strong in their own right and specific content, but for the majority of all these cookies on B tier, there are better cookies at A, S, and even SS that are way better or do the exact same job, just exponentially better. So I wouldn't really focus on building too much of these cookies. If you have to, though, it's not the end of the world, but I wouldn't invest in them forever. I would honestly invest in them until you do get a better option that is listed higher and then swap them out. And now diving into C tier, starting us off, we have Herb, we have Scott Sparkling, Mint Choco, Kumiho, Prophet Cookie, Cocoa, Cherry Blossom, Moon Rabbit, Dark Choco, Mango, Poison, Almond Cookie, Strawberry Crepe, Black Raisin, Pastry, Raspberry, Tea Night, and then last but not least, Caramel Arrow. Again, this is going to be bottom of the barrel, guys, for PvE content at the current state of the game. I would not invest in these cookies or utilize these cookies unless you absolutely have to. Or like I said, if you're early game, maybe you got to use somebody like an Herb in order to pop off some healing. Or, you know, if you are early game and you need a frontline tank and you get Dark Choco, you could potentially use them. But overall, there are a lot better options currently available. And then last but not least for D-Rake, we have Candy Diver, we've got Snow Sugar, Tiger Lily, Chili Pepper, Fig, Lilac, and Twizzly Gummy. Unfortunately, even though I love myself some Twizzly Gummy, that she is just going to be here on the very bottom of the barrel and just not quite making the mark to improve. And there you go, guys, a updated PvE tier list starting us off here for the month of June 2023. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel for everything Cookie Run Kingdom related. Also, if you're new to the game, maybe you need some extra help, or maybe you're looking for some guild recruitment, either way, I do have a Discord. You can find that link provided down below in the description. We would love to have you. With that being said, though, guys, as always, I'll see ya on the next one.